So, welcome to our practice, everyone. We're going to begin in a seated position today. Take a moment to just arrive on the mat and make yourself comfortable. We'll be here for a few moments today. We'll do a little more observation of body and breath as we begin and as we think and talk about yoga for anxiety today. So again, make yourselves as comfortable as can be. Relax your shoulders, let them melt away from your ears if you need to. Do a couple of shoulder shrugs. I'd like you to make this practice your own. So that means that whatever it is for you that enables you to bring yourself into the present moment, I'm here to guide you, but perhaps you want to do a couple of shoulder rolls, perhaps you want to do a couple of shoulder shrugs. Perhaps you want to take a breath or two in through the nose and kind of just let it all go. Just all of these different options are there for you. And if you've practiced with me until now, you know that you've got different options that work at different times. So help yourself to any of those. If we're comfortable, we close our eyes, and if not, we just keep our gaze soft and towards the floor. Let's all lengthen our spines. Crown of the head pulling up towards the spine. And let's just start by observing the natural breath in and out. Remember that breathing practices that we practice in yoga make very, very subtle changes to our nervous system. They help us to regulate our emotions and just kind of show up from a place of calm. So this is why ultimately we practice yoga and why we bring observation and breathing practices into our yoga practice. So we take the first few moments always to just observe how we're arriving on the mat without the need to judge it or to change anything. Notice the quality of the inhale and the exhale. Notice where it's landing in your body. Notice if each breath in and out feels like you're working at your breath, or whether the breath feels at home right now in your body. Notice if every breath in feels like you are feeding yourself, like you're energizing yourself. Our bodies get very used to holding on to tension, and sometimes that place of tension feels natural for us. But we practice yoga and we practice our breathing practices, our pranayama in particular, to learn new ways to breathe and to relax the nervous system. So once you've noticed your natural breath, I'm inviting you to simply add the counting in. So I'd like you to count your inhales and count your exhales and try and make your inhales and exhales of equal count. So whether that's 3-3, inhaling for 3, exhaling for 3, or 4-4. See what feels good in your body. Please make sure that counting this breath doesn't cause anxiety. If so, just come back to your natural breath. But see if you can just notice the natural inhale and exhale and the count. Trying to create a balanced breath, inhaling and exhaling for the same length. Take another 3 breaths just like that, maintaining an even inhale and exhale. Good. And then keep your eyes closed if you're comfortable. I'm just going to invite you in this seated position to just start to make a fist and start to squeeze your fists, your hands. Start to create tension in the shoulders. Start to squeeze all the muscles in your face, all the way down to your legs. So just creating as much tension in the body, just for about another 10 seconds. Start to squeeze all the muscles in your face, your shoulders, your arms, all the way down to your fingertips, your toes perhaps. Another few seconds. And now release all of that tension. And take a moment to notice what happened to your breath when you were holding tension in the body. Did you notice perhaps that you were holding your breath? Or perhaps your breath just became more short, tight, anxious? So this is something that we hold within us at all times. When we're holding on to tension, when we're holding on to our issues in our bodies, our breath is not able to nourish and to feed us. So let's start to deepen our inhales. Count the length of your inhale. And for the next few breaths, I'm inviting you to lengthen your exhale. If you're inhaling for 3, exhale for a count of 4 or 5. We'll start to settle the nervous system, send a message to our mind and to our body that it is safe for it to let go. This is the natural way that the body relaxes. So we are just inviting that ease into our body with this longer exhale. Take another 4 or 5 breaths just like that. It might be a 3-4 count. It might be a 4-5 or a 4-6 count. Your exhale should be 1 or 2 counts longer than your inhale. Bring a little length to your spine with your breath in. And bring a little extra letting go, a little grounding, a little softening with the exhale. Take another 2 full breaths, just like that. After your next full breath, bring your hands palms to the heart. You can flutter your eyes open if you'd like. Bring a little moving meditation. I invite you to look at the whole practice today as a movement meditation, noticing your thoughts, the sensations in your body, and how it affects your breath throughout the entire practice. As we inhale, let's send the arms all the way up towards the sky. Exhale, make a big circle, reach as far out as you can. Bring all the energy back into the heart. And do 2 more just like that. You can follow with your gaze, or you can keep your gaze right in front of you. A nice long, big exhale to bring it all back into the heart. And 1 more, inhaling up. And exhaling. Spread your fingers wide. Bringing it back in. Good. Let's bring the arms all the way up. Separate the palms so that your hands are shoulder width apart. Good. And then interlace your fingers, press the palms up towards the sky. Take a big breath in, get even taller here. As you exhale, go over towards your right. Let your left arm lead the way a little bit more towards the ceiling here. Take a big breath in, come back into center. And exhale over towards your left. Press your right arm up towards the sky just a little bit more. Good. Come back in towards the center. Keep your palms pressed away from you and bring them to the shoulder height here. Good. And keep pressing the arms away from you. Now retract your shoulders. Notice how they tend to round forward. So retract your shoulders. Keep the spine nice and long. Good. And then breathe in, bring them all the way back up. As you exhale, take your right arm down to the floor, come over for another side stretch. Reach your fingertips up towards the sky, actively breathe in. As you exhale fully and completely, make sure your left hip is still planted into the floor or bolster, wherever you're seated. As you inhale, bring both arms back up to meet each other. As you exhale, left hand or fingertips come to the floor, come over for a side stretch on the other side. Reach actively towards the sky. Make sure both sit bones are evenly distributing the weight. And come back in towards the center. Inhale, breathe in. Exhale, hands back down towards your lap, your knees. Inhale, raise your rib cage. Slight cat and cow. Exhale, rounding. We'll do 3 or 4 more. Lift your heart up, relax your shoulders as you breathe in. Exhale, think of letting it all go as you breathe out. Actively bringing energy into the body as you breathe in, shoulders relaxed. Full exhale as you practice your navel to spine here, emptying completely on the exhale. 1 more, breathing all the way in. And exhaling, letting it all go. Let's take a moment with a nice straight spine. Close our eyes again if we're comfortable. And for the next 60, 75 seconds, you'll hear a little chime at the end. Just notice the thoughts in your mind as we sit in silence. Just notice them. Don't let yourself get carried away by the stories. Just name the thought. Try and find your stillness, your point of calm. Notice how the thoughts keep flooding the mind. Just observe. Remember not to attach yourself to any particular thought. Just see them, observe them. Your eyes closed if you're comfortable doing so. We will all remind ourselves that the more we can be mindful and realize that we are the storytellers, we are the seer of our thoughts, the more we can keep ourselves, our minds, our bodies in the present moment. So once again, I'm inviting you to see today's practice as a movement meditation. Observe the mind and the body in every posture. Observe the effect of every breath and how changing your breath within the posture, as I will be inviting you to do today, will change the story, change the narrative, change how you're feeling in your body, and help to settle the mind. Let's slowly meet on all fours. Bring a blanket underneath your knees, please. Start to do some nice hip circles as you land on all fours. Remembering to spread the fingers wide. Have a nice solid connection towards the floor. Knees are hip width apart. And just start to circle the hips in one direction. I need you to go sit down, though. Just lie on that. And then change directions. Bring a little movement into the hips here. Good. And then meet back on all fours. Take your right leg to the back of the mat and place the toe mounds into the mat. Retract your shoulders away from the ears. Keep the neck long and just push your heel to the back of the room. Feel yourself creating space in the right back of the leg, hamstring, calf. Press your heel actively away from you. Make sure you're not holding your breath. Nice long inhales throughout the practice, and even fuller, longer exhales. Bring your leg back, find yourself on all fours, and send the left leg back. Remember, you're pressing your toes, toe mounts into the floor, and really pushing your heels back. Press into the earth actively. Come back to your full breath. If you're comfortable, inhale and exhale through the nose. If not, make any adjustments you need. Good. Very slowly come back onto all fours. Walk your hands a little further away from you, about a palm length further. Come to a modified plank and hold. Relax your shoulders away from the ears. Your toes can be curled into the mat or flat into the floor. Top of the feet flat into the floor, it doesn't matter. Scoop your belly in here. Count the length of your inhale and exhale for 1 count longer, please. 2 more breaths, just like that, focusing on a longer exhale. Navel to spine, bringing the attention to the core in this posture. And 1 more full breath. On your next inhale, press into your palms. Sit back into child's pose and hold. Try and keep your arms as far away from you as possible while still pressing into the earth. So just gently assisting the hips towards the back of the room. If you'd like, you can separate the knees. Now breathe into your rib cage, side ribs, upper back. Feel the expansion in your upper back. Come back to counting the length of your inhale as you fill yourself up to the top. Please make your exhale 1 or 2 counts longer. Start to feel yourself settling into the earth here. 2 more breaths just like that. Observing the length of your inhale, and then with intention making that exhale a little longer, settling the whole upper body, letting your hips melt towards the back of the mat. Good. Coming back onto all fours. Bring your hands back underneath the shoulders, please. Curl the toes underneath you. Come to downward facing dog. Let the head be heavy. As you inhale, breathe in through the nose. And as you exhale, let it go through your mouth. We're going to take 3 more breaths like that. And with every exhale, let yourself soften so that the rib cage falls towards your upper thighs. Inhaling fully. And as you exhale, let go of any tension in the back of the neck, shoulders even. Let your rib cage melt towards your upper thighs. Bend your knees if you need to. Let the crown of the head fall towards the floor. After your next full breath, we'll meet back on all fours. Good. Lengthen your spine. Make sure that the wrists are still underneath your shoulders. Take the right leg to the back of the room, hip height. Check in with that left hip. Center yourself on the mat. We want to use our core here. Come to sunbird, please. You're flexing the foot as much as you can. Now bend the right knee. Bring your right heel towards your glutes. Sweep that left arm around, and if it's accessible to you, grab onto the foot. If it's not accessible to you to hold your foot, please hold your sunbird, right like that, left arm extended. Keep the gaze down, and notice when the posture gets a little more challenging, what happens to your breath. Is it still an even breath, or do you notice that you're holding your breath? Bring that smoothness back into the breath. Bring that full inhale back into the body. Lengthen your exhale in this posture. We're here for another 2 breaths. Use your core to stabilize you. Use your breath to bring calm to the nervous system in this posture. In the challenging postures is where we need to pay attention even more. After the next full breath, bring yourself back to sunbird. Extend the right leg, extend the right arm. Inhale, reach and lengthen. Exhale, we're rounding elbow to knee underneath us. 2 more, please. Inhaling, length. Exhaling, rounding it up like a little ball. One more time, inhaling and exhaling in. Come back to all fours. Nice. Take the left leg to the back of the mat. Remember to square off that hip. Notice if your toes are pointed away from you, or can you have your knee and your toes looking down. Center yourself. Right hip comes into center. When you're ready, right arm goes out, gaze is down. You can always hold this sunbird, or bend the left knee, bring the foot towards your glutes, sweep the right arm around, and grab your foot. Square off both shoulders to be looking down towards the floor. Gaze is down. I should say both shoulders are pointed forward, front of your mat. Gaze is down. In this posture, notice your breath. Can you make that breath feel more at home in your body in this moment? It is when we find the posture challenging or the situation challenging that we need to pay attention even more. Take another full breath here. We meet back in sunbird. We extend the leg, we extend the arm. If you need to touch down, meet us again, that's fine. Inhaling length, exhaling 3 times, rounding it in, elbow and knee meet underneath. Inhaling length, right arm forward, left leg back. Soften with your breath. And exhaling, rounding. Good. Let's bring those arms forward one more time. This time we're going to flow as we did earlier. Instead of holding, inhaling into our modified plank. When you're in your modified plank, just check in that your shoulders are right above your wrists. Make any adjustments you need to. And then try and keep your hands where they are. Exhale, press back into child's pose. And now let's come forward 4 or 5 times like a wave. Inhaling, modified plank. Exhaling back down. 3 more times. Engaging our core, keeping the neck long. And exhaling back. See if you can have the exhale be born right at the end of your inhale. No retention of the breath at the top. Full inhale, leaning right into that exhale, nice and soft. And one more time. Good. Now we're going to bring our hands back underneath the shoulders, curl the toes underneath us. Same soft breath. As we take a full inhale, we send the hips up towards the sky, downward facing dog. As you exhale, drop the knees down, full exhale. And at your own pace, do 4 more. As you inhale, hips come up high, let the head be heavy. Have your full exhale, bring you back down onto all fours. Finish your exhale, navel to spine. 3 more. You're working with the pace of your breath. You're not trying to get these done as quickly as you can. Let your breath guide your movements. 1 more. Really nice. Bring the toes together, separate the knees wide. Sit down into a child's pose for a moment. Bring the hands underneath your forehead or a block so that the entire body can rest here, can be at ease. If you need, you can put a pillow behind your hips. Take a few breaths here. Feel the rib cage expand. Feel your whole body settle, the hips settling towards your heels. It doesn't matter if they're touching. Notice the sensation of letting go in your fingers. Invite your shoulders to soften just a little bit. Notice how there are very subtle tensions hiding in your body that you get used to, that you carry with you all the time. We are creatures of habit, and we actually get used to carrying the stresses that we always carry with us. It becomes our normal. It becomes what we know. So just observing how it feels when you're on your yoga mat to let go and to soften can be your invitation to bring this ease into the body when you're off the mat. The more we do that, the more we can create a new normal. Come back to all fours. Let's curl the toes underneath us, meeting downward facing dog. Let's take 5 breaths here, just challenging ourselves to soften as much as possible in this posture that many people find challenging, so I'm choosing it on purpose. Let the back of your neck be long. Notice where you're holding on to tension. See if you can widen your back so you've got more room to handle the weight of your upper body. See if you can actively bend your knees and push your heels to the back of the room so your legs are even firmer and more solid. So the legs are taking more of the weight. Your strong legs are supporting you. Separate your fingers wide. Big wide base of support. Good. Now look towards your fingertips. Walk your feet towards the front. As we sit in our forward fold, letting the head be heavy, I'm going to invite you to reach behind your calves and interlace your fingers. So the arms are behind the knees. Interlace your fingers and actively squeeze the elbows in so that you're pressing the legs in towards each other. Have the legs resist. Now let your head be super heavy. Feel like you're widening your upper back. Take a big breath and notice where it lands in your body. And then release, let the arms back down right in front of you. As you inhale, straighten up vertebrae by vertebrae, keeping the gaze down as we come to our mountain pose. Good. When we come to mountain pose, bring your feet directly underneath you. Let your arms, your fingers pull into the earth like a magnet, so shoulders come away from the ears. Good. As you inhale, bring the arms up. And as you exhale, fold, let the hips slide to the back of the room, bend your knees. Root to rise, come all the way back up. Full breath in. Let it all go through the mouth this time as you fold. One more time. Inhale, reach as high as you can, and exhale, fold. Palms to the earth. Walk your legs back into plank pose, please. Hold your plank here for a few breaths, 3 or 4 breaths. Relax your shoulders away from the ears. Scoop your belly in, press your heels to the back of the room, very active here. As you are pressing your heels back, engaging your core, bring the attention to your breath. Are you still breathing smoothly and completely? The more challenging the posture, the more we need to bring ease into the body and calm the nervous system through the breath. Just notice what happens when you're challenged in your breath. Take another when you're challenged in the body, sorry. Inhale into all your length in your plank pose. Exhale, downward dog. On the next breath in, take your right leg up towards the sky and bring it to the front of the mat. Let's plant our back heel into the floor for warrior one, coming all the way up and reaching the arms up towards the sky. Bend into that front knee. Please make sure it's not caving into the center. Point your knee towards your third toe. Press into the outer part of your back foot. Lengthen the arms up high. Relax your shoulders. Fingers spread wide actively. Inhaling length. Exhaling hands to the hips. As I inhale, open my heart. Bring your elbows back. Spread the collarbones wide. Exhale, pyramid legs. Straightening the front leg. Looking down, shoulders relaxed. Bending into that front leg. 2 more times. Opening the front body. Squeezing the upper back muscles. Exhaling navel to spine. Straighten the front leg. Look down. And one more time. Inhaling length here. And exhaling, let your heart lead the way. Make sure the head is in line. Neck is in line with the rest of your spine. Come all the way back up to warrior one. Reach the arms up high. Come onto the ball of your back foot. All you've done is take your heel off the floor. Right now, all 10 toes point towards the front of the mat. As I inhale, I lengthen both sides of my body, reach the fingertips high. As I exhale, hands to the heart, come down, hover. Let's do that 2 more times. Inhaling up. Hands to the heart, hovering. 1 more time. Full breath in. And exhale. Hold in your hover here. Engage your core, lengthen your spine. Notice your breathing. Are you staying in the present moment with the sensation, with the challenge? Engage your core, lengthen your spine. 1 more breath in, reach the arms up high. And as we exhale, bring your palms to the floor and find your downward dog. Take a moment to settle in your down dog. Where can you bring ease into downward dog, into this posture? Even if it just means softening around your eyes, the tongue in your mouth. On the next breath in, please take your left leg up towards the sky and bring it forward to the front of the mat. Warrior 1 legs, your feet are hip width apart, coming all the way up. Keeping your shoulders away from the ears, but very actively reaching the arms, the fingers up towards the sky. Press into that back leg for support. As I inhale, I lengthen both sides of the rib cage. As I exhale, hands come to the hips. Opening the front body, using your upper back muscles here. And exhale, hips slide back, front leg straightens, lead with your heart, bring the gaze down. Both legs are straight here, pyramid pose. And 2 more times, coming back up, bending into that front knee, opening. Exhale, hips slide back, pyramid legs. Smooth breath, no retention of the breath at the top. Inhaling fully here. And have that lead right into your exhale. On the next inhale, bring the arms up high and come onto the ball of the back foot. Make sure you're not on your toes. You're on the widest part of your foot. Right now, your toes, all 10 toes face forward. Inhaling in length. Exhaling. Drop the back knee, hands to the heart, relax your shoulders. And 3 more times. Inhaling up. And exhaling down. Make this like a nice, soft dance. Inhaling up. Exhaling down. Last time, inhaling up. Exhaling down and holding. Lengthen your back. Soften your shoulders. Core is engaged. There's a lot going on. Can you soften the facial features on your face here? Your eyes, your cheeks. Hold just for another breath here. Take a big breath in as you reach up. And as you exhale, palms come to the floor. Take your left leg back. Downward dog. Good. Let's come forward as we inhale, plank pose. Exhale, dropping the knees. First, chaturanga. Tops of the feet come flat. Elbows glued here. Good. Now bring your fingertips off to the side of the mat. We're going to come up into 3 Cobra Postures. The first one we're counting in and out for 3. So nice and slowly, press the tops of the feet into the floor. As you inhale for 1, 2, you're taking your heart off the floor, peeling the heart off the floor, coming back down for 3, 2, and 1. Very light in the fingertips. It's your thoracic spine that's working here. Let's lift for 4. 1, 2, coming up high. 3, squeezing those shoulder blades together and coming back for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Last time, if we can, we're going for 5. Let's come up. 1, 2, you're inhaling. 3, 4, 1 millimeter more. 5, and coming down for 5, 4, 3, slowing down that breath. 2, and letting it all go. Good. Palms underneath the shoulders, curl the toes back to down dog. Let's have the next inhale. Float the right leg up towards the sky. Bring it forward 1 more time. Let's open the back leg up 90 degrees. And bring the arms all the way up. Warrior 2. Looking past the right fingertips. Taking your time here and opening the heart. Feel the warrior strong in the legs here. Feel yourself firming up from the soles of the feet all the way up through the legs, through your core. Could the upper body be more engaged, a little bit taller? Could your gaze be a little more focused? And as you hold this focus, pressing into that back leg, the front leg, core engaged, how's your breath right now? Bring a little softness. Take away the rough edges from the breath. Keep your gaze on your drishti point. As you inhale, look at your drishti point, lengthen both arms. As you exhale, reverse the warrior. Drop the back hand to the leg and reach. Reach as far as you can with that right arm. Relax your left shoulder. And in this challenging posture, can we look for a little more challenge in the legs? Press into the front toe mounds. Push actively into that back leg. So you feel the legs shaking here. Now bring a little ease into the breath. Soften. Soften your gaze. One more breath. And we'll meet back in warrior two. Good. Let's dance our warrior a couple of times. Straightening the front leg. We look center. Reaching up. Exhaling, falling into our warrior. Very strong legs. Watch that front knee. 3 more times. Inhale, reach. Exhale, fall into your warrior. Keep your gaze steady. Smooth breath. Let's do 2 more. And 1 more. Inhaling up. And exhaling down. Steadying our warrior before we go anywhere. Open the heart. Check in with that inner thigh. Is it active and pointing your right toe or your right knee towards your third toes? Taking your back arm, let's windmill towards the front, pivot, and take your right leg back to down dog. Next, inhale, come into plank pose, please. Have your exhale bring you back down. Chaturanga, keep your elbows glued to your rib cage. Again, 3 cobra poses. Take your time. Coming up for 3. 1, 2. Use the upper back muscles and coming back down. 3, 2, and 1. Seeing if we can lengthen that for 1. Peeling the heart off the floor. 3, and 4. And coming down. 4, 2, and 1. If it's accessible to you, we're coming up for 5, 2, 3, 4. Really squeezing the upper back muscles. And 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hands under your shoulders, curling the toes, back to downward dog. Lifting your hips up high, softening your breath. Before we do the other side, see if you can soften a little more. Lift your hips up high, and as you let go, your rib cage falls towards your upper thighs. Letting go completely. Head is heavy, nodding yes and no if it helps. Good. On the next breath in, take the left leg up towards the sky and bring it forward to the front of the mat. We're going to open up 90 degrees and find our warrior two. Windmilling the arms all the way up and landing into our warrior. Opening the heart here. Good. So let's drink in the energy from the balls of our feet. So feel the arch of your foot active on both sides. Drinking in energy and strengthening lower legs, upper thighs, your core. Lift in the rib cage, get nice and tall. Keep your gaze steady. See if you can open the heart a little bit, subtle squeeze behind here. Focused on your drishti point. Keep your focus, your gaze. As you inhale, lengthen both arms. As you exhale, reverse the warrior. Left arm reaches up, right arm down the leg, and relax that back shoulder. Remember, you want the legs to be active, so you haven't taken the bend out of that front knee. Take another few breaths here. See if you can soften anywhere in the body, and see the quality of your breath in this moment. It could be an even breath. It could be a longer exhale. Just see if you can use your breath to soften in this challenging posture. On your next inhale, bring yourself back to warrior two, opening the heart. As we inhale, straighten your left leg, look center, breathe in. And as you exhale, let this dance begin. Let's do 3 more together as we inhale. Both legs straight. And as we exhale, falling into warrior, bring your gaze back to your drishti point. Good. Inhaling up. Softening wherever you can. And 1 more. And exhaling. Good. Opening the heart here. Take a moment to feel your strong warrior in this posture. Good. Take your back arm. Windmill to the front. Find your downward dog again. Nice. This time, let's come forward into plank pose. Take your right leg up and off the floor. You're in plank pose. Bring the knee to the opposite elbow. Come back to plank pose. Right foot meets the left. Inhale, take the left leg off the floor. Try and keep your hips steady. As you exhale, bring it to the opposite elbow. Good. Back to plank pose. Inhale, hips up high, downward dog. Inhale, the right leg comes up high. Bring your knee towards the left elbow, plank pose. Hover. As you inhale, find your downward dog. Take your exhale here. Your inhale, lift the left leg up high. Left knee comes towards the right elbow. Hover. On your inhale, come back to your down dog. And take your exhale here. Good. Look towards your fingertips. Walk your feet forward 1 more time. Let's take 1 big letting go breath here. Inhaling through the nose, exhaling through the mouth. Softening. And then root to rise, energetically pushing through the feet, reaching the arms up high. Exhale, hands to the heart. Take a moment here and let your arms fall back next to your sides into mountain pose. Close your eyes if you're comfortable. Bring your gaze inward. Notice the energy that is in the palm of your right hand, left hand. Just observe. Notice any thoughts going through your mind, or are you in the present moment, staying with the sensations in the body and of the breath? Just observe. Don't get carried away with any stories. If you're observing any thoughts, find yourself as the seer of your thoughts. Don't get attached. It is your choice to get attached to those thoughts or not. Just keep observing. Give yourself space to be in this moment. Press through your feet, all 4 corners of the foot. Feel the arch underneath each foot alive with energy. Lift the ribs just a little bit more. Feel yourself drawing energy into the heart space. Shoulders melting away from the ears. You're getting taller, you're getting stronger, you are more present in this moment. Good. Let's take all that energy, all that presence. Bring it into the heart, bring the palms in towards each other. Press through your left foot and take your right leg up and off the floor. Good. You can hold here, otherwise we're going to come to eagle legs. So take the right foot, wrap it around the left leg. You can go all the way around or just into a little number 4. We're going to leave the hands at the heart here. As you exhale, sit your hips to the back of the room. Relax the shoulders. Keep your gaze steady. Notice in this challenging posture, what is your breath doing? If you bring ease into your breath right now, it will help your body settle. If we fall off balance, we are kind to ourselves and we just find stillness once again. Take another breath or 2, find your drishti point. Good, let's come out of it. Lift that right leg up and bring it back down. Good. Notice how every time you come to the mat, your balance posture, your entire practice is different. You're a different person every time you step onto the mat. So we treat ourselves with the appropriate compassion and kindness. We don't get mad at ourselves when we lose our balance. Press through the right foot, And prepare to take the left leg off the floor. Remember, you can stay right here in your balance posture or scoop that leg around the right leg. You can go as far back as it's comfortable. You can always just hold a number 4 if it's more comfortable for you. Take an inhale where you are, and as you exhale, sit your hips back. Remember to keep the spine long, so you don't want to round your shoulders and be looking down. Look a good 6-8 feet in front of your mat. Scoop your belly in a little bit more. Engage your core. Stay focused on your drishti point. Notice your breath. Can you lengthen your exhale just a little bit more in this posture? What does that do to the posture itself? What does that do to your mind? Can you be kinder to yourself right now? Good. After the next full breath, let's come all the way back and place the foot back on the floor. Good. One more balance challenge, paying attention, full attention to the breath. On your next inhale, take the right leg up and off the floor. And as you exhale, warrior 3, send your arms forward, send the right leg back. You can softly bend your left knee, the supporting leg. See if you can square off that back hip. Stay with whatever drishti point you can keep your gaze on at the moment. Engage your core. Notice the quality of your breath in this posture. Notice what you're holding onto in this posture. Take a nice big long exhale. And on the next breath in, come all the way back up. And place your foot back down on the floor. Taking our time to do the other side. Feel steady in both feet. Press through that right foot, lengthen the spine, taking your left foot up and off the floor. Remember, you can stay right here if you prefer. As I exhale, I press the left leg to the back of the ring. I take my arms forward and reach. Let's think of squaring off that hip so that your left toes, left knees looking down towards the floor. Engage your left glute just a little bit more. Lift the leg, reach the arms forward. And then notice if you're holding your breath. Is your breath short and choppy? Can we bring ease into the breath? Good. One more breath. Challenging times are a reason to bring attention to the breath and bring your leg all the way back down. Good. Let's meet at the front of the mat, mountain pose. Take a nice even inhale and exhale here before we begin. Next time you breathe in, reach your arms up high. And as you exhale, fold all the way forward. Let's inhale into a half lift. Exhale, palms down to the floor. Just take your right leg to the back of the mat. High lunge, keep the back knee off the floor. Make sure your left knee is directly above your left ankle. Press your palm into the floor or grab a block if you prefer. Left arm up for a twist. Take a big breath here. In your twist, where is your breath landing? Can you roll the shoulder back? Take a fuller breath in next time. And make your exhale 1 count longer. Soften into that nice full breath. On the next breath out, bring the head back down to the floor. Take your left leg back, downward facing dog. Come forward into plank pose. Make your way down towards the floor, please. One cobra pose, peeling the heart off the floor. And exhaling back to downward facing dog. Looking towards the front of the mat, we're going to walk our feet forward. Take one letting go breath. Inhaling through the nose, letting it go through the mouth. Folding. Root to rise, come all the way back up. Inhale. Hands come down the center to the heart. And let your arms rest in mountain pose. On the next breath in, soften the knees, reach the arms up high. Exhaling forward, fold. Inhaling, half lift, lengthen the spine. Exhale, palms to the floor, left leg to the back of the mat. Remember that you're hip width apart. You're on the ball of the back foot. Protect your right knee by keeping it right above the right ankle. When you're ready, take the right arm up, forward twist. We're here for 3 or 4 breaths. Very active back leg. Make sure you're on the ball of the foot. Your gaze is either to the side of the room or up towards your fingertips, wherever is comfortable. Wherever you are, roll the shoulder back so the heart looks up slightly. Hips are square to the front of the mat. Very active here. Now notice the breath. Can you bring a longer exhale into this challenging posture? As you're reaching high up, can you add a little ease to your breath? On your next exhale, bring the hand back down. Right leg goes back, downward facing dog. On the next inhale, come forward, plank pose. Hold. Good. Press your heels to the back of the room. We're making our way down towards the floor. Take another 3 breaths. Notice the quality of your breath and the state of the thoughts in your mind right now. Become the seer of your thoughts. What are you seeing? Perhaps you're seeing a little more space in this moment, just staying with the sensations. Slowly, let's bring the knees down towards the floor. Let's sit back into a pigeon pose. Take your right leg to the back of the mat. Let the right foot press or slide towards the back of the room. And come into an active pigeon here. You're going to let that left hip just settle. Relax your shoulders. And find your natural breath again. Without judging it, without changing it. Just let your breath breathe you for the next few moments. Maintain the length in the spine. I want you to imagine that little string, imaginary string, pulling the crown of your head up towards the sky. Scoop your belly in just a little bit more. We're just allowing that left hip to settle wherever it would like to. There's no right place. Plant your palms into the earth and make your way back to all fours, please. Just bringing the right knee back underneath you. And then we'll send the left leg to the back of the room. Left foot slides back as I allow the right hip to kind of settle towards the right side of the mat. I find length in my spine. We scoop the belly in. And we let our breath just breathe us for the next few moments. See if you can come a little lighter onto the fingertips, forcing the core to work. And while there is this tension going on, core working, soften into the breath again. Extension, length in the spine. Soften into your breath. One more breath here. Good. Let's make our way slowly into a seated position in the length this way. And come onto our elbows here. Your elbows are pointing towards the back of the room. Squeeze your shoulder blades in towards each other, palms into the earth. Bring your legs up into a tabletop here. Now you might find your shoulders coming forward. Back is rounding, so bring your heart up towards the ceiling, squeeze your shoulder blades together. I want you to still find that nice long line of energy from your tailbone to the crown of your head. We're going to inhale with both knees above our hips. As we exhale, send that right leg away from you towards the mat, extend it, and then bring it all the way back in on your inhale. As you exhale, you'll send the left leg away from you, straightening the leg, engaging your core. And we'll do 2 more on each side. Each time you exhale, you've got your leg going away from you, hovering above the floor. Inhaling back to center. Exhale and switching. Good. Keep that heart, sternum pressing towards the ceiling. 1 more time on each side. Are you maintaining a nice even breath as you practice? And coming all the way back down. Let's plant the feet into the earth and make our way onto our back. Hugging the knees in to the chest, rolling side to side if it feels good. And let's place the feet into the earth here. Keep your knees bent. Keep the feet and the knees mat width apart, and let's bring the arms out into a T position. Not higher than your shoulders. Inhale with the knees pointed towards the center. Let's exhale and let the knees drop towards the right, and let's hold it there. So the knees are not stacked upon one another unless it feels better in your body. I've set it up so that the knees, the feet are separate, the legs are not touching, barely touching. Bring your gaze towards your left shoulder. Your left hip might come off the floor, that's fine. Just keep both shoulder blades flat on the floor so that the twist is only happening from your lower body. Start to feel the mind, the body, and the breath settle. Notice if this softness brings with it a sense of complete relaxation. And notice what the breath does in response. So you're not leading the breath here. Notice what the breath is doing in response to your slowing down the movements. And in your mind, starting to let go and soften here. What is the quality of your breath right now? Just notice. After the next full breath, bring the knees back into the center. As you exhale, drop them off towards the left. Bring the gaze towards the right. If this is not comfortable for your neck, you can keep the gaze towards the ceiling. So what I want today is for you to just observe the effect of your mind on your breath, the effect of the body on the breath. So when you hold tension in your body, what it does to the breath. And as you consciously relax into this posture, and take a letting go breath or two, just allowing, softening, surrendering into this pose, what happens to your breath without you directing it at all? This is why we practice. Slowly coming back in towards the center. Let's hold behind our upper thighs and press the feet up towards the ceiling. Point and flex your feet a couple times. Bring your hands to the inner thighs, just around the inside of your knees. Point your toes in towards you and press the legs away from each other, just creating a big V here, opening up. And from here, let the soles of the feet come in towards each other. Grab your ankles, you're in butterfly pose. Let's bring the knees in towards each other one more time, hugging your knees in. Holding behind the upper thighs, pressing the feet in towards the ceiling one more time. Let's point and flex the feet, toes in towards your face and up towards the ceiling. Keep your toes pointed in towards your face. Bring the hands to the inner thighs, inner side part of your knees, opening the legs each to their own side. Big V here, creating space in hip flexors. Keeping the knees wide, bring the soles of the feet in towards each other. And now you can grab onto the ankles or the shins, supine butterfly. Last time. Let your back body settle into the earth. Feel the stability in the spine. Feel your back body from the back of your head resting on the ground to the top of the spine all the way down to the tailbone. Feel the alignment. Feel yourself breathing into the belly here. And feel your exhale just settling you, grounding you, stability. One more breath just like that. Inhaling, feeling lightness and buoyancy in the front body. And letting your exhale make you feel nice and grounded. Nice. bringing the legs back in towards the center. Doing any other posture that your body is asking you for. You may wish to do another supine twist. You may wish to do another core posture. You may wish to do a happy baby, anything that your body is asking you for. And then I'm inviting you to come into your final relaxation. Taking your time here. Make sure that you cover up, get nice and comfortable again. Once you come into your Shavasana, take your time, make any final little adjustments that you need to. Take a moment to soften the crown of your head, that space between the eyebrows and the forehead. Soften around the eyes, chin, back of your neck, and the front of your throat, the front of the neck. Let your shoulders melt in towards the earth. If your arms are by your side, consider letting the palms face the ceiling, just opening the front body a little more to receive energy. Let the belly be soft. There is nothing to direct. Allow your breath to just lead the way for the next few moments. Stay just present enough to observe your mind settling as the body settles. If thoughts come into the mind, just observe them without letting them carry you away. Remember, you are just the seer of your thoughts. Pretend that you are watching this on a screen. Bring yourself back to the breath, to this moment. Observe your mind and your body settle. Take a moment and start to bring your awareness. We'll start today with the physical body. So just feel your body lying on the mat at this moment. Feel gravity settling your body into the mat. And then we'll bring the attention to the energy body. So noticing the breath as it comes in and out naturally without you doing anything at all. Notice that wave-like movement of energy in and out. See if you can breathe with the intention of nourishing every cell in your body, taking in as much energy as you can with your inhale. And then letting something go on the exhale. What is it that you don't need to carry with you off the mat today? It could be one thought, one self-criticism, one self-judgment. It could be a conversation that you had with someone. It could be a leftover emotion from the weekend. Anything that doesn't serve you, take another full breath in and nourish. And take a full breath out and see if you can leave with the intention of unpacking that one emotion, one thought, leaving it on the mat. Bring a little bit of gentle movement back into fingers, toes. You can make little circles with your wrists, your ankles. In your own time, make your way into a little fetal position, turning towards your right side. Once again, we're breathing through the left nostril dominantly when we roll towards the right. One of the reasons we roll to the right side. Breathing through the left nostril predominantly calms the nervous system, soothes the anxious mind. Take a few breaths here, feel yourself really supported in this posture. And whenever you're ready, remember to use your left hand to help make your way back to seated. Take your time. And you're more than welcome when you come back to seated to close your eyes or just keep your gaze soft and towards the floor. The only effort here will be the effort necessary to keep your back straight, crown of the head pulling up towards the sky. Your chin might be coming slowly down towards your chest, just a little bit, bowing so that the back of the neck is long. Keep your shoulders relaxed. Let's take a big breath in, up to the crown of the head. Keep the length in your spine. Send the energy down to the root, down to the sit bones. We'll remind ourselves that when we work with the breath, it is not a tool that provides instant healing. It's a practice. It's a very subtle practice. We do not go to the gym for our bodies and go once and expect to see changes. So we do not work with our breath and expect to see instant changes. It is a practice, but working with your breath will help you to become less emotionally reactive, become more responsive to challenging events around you, and act from a place of calm, a place of balance, as opposed to a place of emotional reactivity. And take a moment of gratitude if you so wish to practice. Close the session off together in a moment. And as always, I'm extremely grateful to each and every one of you for being here today, for enabling me to share the benefits of the practice with you. I hope it has served you. Reach out and let me know. Until we see each other again, peace in your hearts, peace in your minds, good health above all,